summit. Given the new circumstances, President Xi Jinping delivered a keynote address. In order to better leverage the functions of the SCO, he proposed seeking common ground while putting aside differences, pursuing mutual benefit and win-win results, championing openness and inclusiveness, upholding fairness and justice, and striving for real results and high efficiency. These 5 propositions are overarching. They reflect the profound summarization of President Xi to the successful experience of the SCO and provide guidance for the future growth of the SCO. These 5 propositions are fully in line with the Shanghai spirit and make the Shanghai spirit more relevant to our times. They have received high appraisal and active endorsement by the participating leaders. This is a summit that guides the direction of human progress. The world has entered a new period of turbulence and change, and global governance has come to a new crossroads. President Xi Jinping, at the SCO Plus meeting, proposed the Global Governance Initiative, which became the greatest highlight of the summit. Facing the governance deficits facing the world today, President Xi Jinping called for adhering to sovereign equality, abiding by international rule of law, practicing multilateralism, advocating the people-centered approach, and focusing on taking real actions. China is ready to work with all countries to make the global governance system more fair and equitable, and advance toward a community with a shared future for humanity. Participating leaders have extended welcome and support to the initiative, and the international community accorded it with wide endorsement and recognition. Since the inception of the SCO, we have upheld the vision of extensive consultation and joint contribution for shared benefit, and upheld true multilateralism. We are prepared to combine the strength of SCO member states to set an exemplary role in implementing this global governance initiative and make sustained efforts to reform global governance. This is a summit with the most productive results. The members of the SCO family focused on the Shanghai spirit and the development of the organization. They had in-depth exchange of views and raised a series of proposals and suggestions, reaching extensive consensus. In summary, the summit has produced 8 major outcomes. First, we formulated a development strategy for the SCO for the next 10 years. This overarching strategy clearly stipulates that the member states will adhere to the Shanghai spirit, commit to mutually beneficial cooperation and mutual success, and make more contributions to a multipolar world. This master document has set the tone and established the direction for the development of the SCO in the next 10 years. Second, we send out a voice of justice on defending the victorious outcomes of the Second World War. The SCO member states, the peoples of the member states, fought side by side against aggression and made vital contribution to the victory of the World Anti-Fascist War. Remembering history and upholding peace has become a common aspiration of the SCO family. On the occasion of the 80th anniversary of the victory of the Second World War and the founding of the United Nations, the summit issued a special statement calling on the international community to draw lessons from history, uphold a correct historical perspective on the Second World War, and uphold the UN-centered international system, proclaiming that the SCO will firmly stand on the right side of history and on the side of fairness and justice. Third, we stated our just position of supporting multilateral trading system. Facing the rise of unilateral bullying practices, the summit issued a statement to unequivocally support the WTO-centered multilateral trading system and call for eliminating the unilateral practices in violation of WTO rules, sending out a common voice for fairness, not hegemonism, and for an open world economy. Fourth, we put in place 4 security centers. The leaders of member states signed agreements announcing the establishment of the SCO Universal Center for Countering Security Challenges and Threats and its Information Security Center and Center for Combating Transnational Organized Crimes, as well as the SCO Anti-Drug Center. The leaders witnessed the unveiling of the 4 security centers. This is another major progress in SCO security cooperation and will fully strengthen the capacity of member states in countering new threats and challenges and more effectively safeguard peace and tranquility of the region. Fifth, we made a political decision to establish an SCO development bank. The initiative to form a development bank of the SCO more than 10 years ago by the Chinese side has finally come to a fruition. The SCO will launch this important process, and there will be one more multilateral cooperation platform in the Eurasian region. This will give a strong boost to the infrastructure development and socio-economic development in SCO countries. It is a good thing that worth celebrating not only for the member states but also for our region. Sixth, we established 6 platforms for practical cooperation. President Xi Jinping announced that China will establish 3 major platforms for China SCO cooperation in energy, green industry, and the digital economy. And is put in place 3 cooperation centers on scientific and technological innovation, higher education, and vocational and technical education. These platforms and centers are aimed to provide new opportunities for the SCO through China's new development. They are open to all SCO countries and will inject fresh impetus for sustainable development in our region. Seventh, we formulated 6 action plans on high-quality development. The summit issued statements on promoting sustainable energy development, green industry, digital economy, artificial intelligence, and scientific and technological innovation. Plus the ongoing action plan on high-quality development of SCO China economic and trade cooperation, there are in total 6 action plans. They form a high-quality development combo featuring new quality productive forces plus trade and investment plus industrial chain cooperation. They provide an important leverage for strengthening the SCO and empowering the development of SCO countries. Eighth, we achieved a new breakthrough in the reform of the organization. The Tianjin Summit decides to merge the SCO observers and dialogue partners into one unified status of SCO partner. This is an important step to improve and strengthen the operation of the SCO mechanism and will improve the organizational structure, facilitate coastal cooperation, increase efficiency. Particularly, the SCO countries will feel more like in one big family. The summit also decided to admit Laos as an SCO partner. Now, the SCO family has extended the number of members to 27. The team of like-minded countries continues to grow. It is worth mentioning that during the summit, Pakistan and Armenia announced that they have established diplomatic relations officially. Both countries are China's good friends. Their choice to break this delightful news under the witness of the SCO family is a vivid demonstration of the Shanghai spirit. Friends from the media, since China assumed rotating presidency last July, we focused on taking real actions. We have held more than 200 activities, issued 92 outcome documents, and proposed 36 important cooperation initiatives. We honored our commitment to hold a friendly, uniting, and results-oriented summit, which left a distinctive China mark. It will take the SCO into a new stage of high-quality development, featuring stronger unity, closer collaboration, greater vitality, and more effective actions. It will become an important milestone in the history of the SCO. On behalf of the Chinese side, I sincerely thank all parties in the SCO for their strong support to a successful Tianjin summit. I thank the SCO Secretariat for the great deal of work it has done. I thank Tianjin for its contribution to the preparation of this summit as the host city. And I thank the hospitable people of Tianjin for the warm reception extended to the international guests. Thank you. Thank you, Minister Wang Yi. I now give the floor to the Secretary General.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. First, friends from media, I'd like to thank you for your long-standing coverage on this summit. And on behalf of the SCO Secretariat and all the member states, I'd like to extend the appreciation to the Chinese side for delivering a successful and very substantive summit and fulfilling its presidency. Especially, I'd like to thank Political Bureau of the CPC Central Committee and the Foreign Minister Wang Yi for a very comprehensive summary of our outcomes. President Xi successfully chaired the SCO summit and the SCO Plus meeting. Both are fruitful. We both agree that the China's SCO presidency has come to a successful end, but the work doesn't stop here because President Xi Jinping today has proposed a very important initiative, that is Global Governance Initiative, and a series of proposals that will matter for the SCO's long-term development. I totally agree with Foreign Minister Wang Yi's comprehensive summary on the wide-ranging outcomes of this summit. Indeed, we've adopted quite a number of outcome documents. That's a dozen of documents, and the Secretary General of the United Nations also attended this meeting. We've further outlined, we've produced a more detailed outline of the work, and all the documents are in line with the Shanghai spirit. And under China's presidency, the SCO will usher in a more sustainable development that will impact each and every aspect of the SCO's work. And China's presidency is a milestone in the SCO's development. We've held the Forum on Poverty Alleviation and the meetings between our education ministers. And at the summit, the presidency also announced the establishment of 3 platforms and 3 centers covering education, science and technology, innovation, and green industry, energy, and personnel training. This is totally in line with the priorities set out by the United Nations and the SCO. We'll be committed to building a more equal and democratic interstate relations. All members agree that it is imperative to build a multipolar world. All of us advocate to increase the role of the Global South, and we closely follow hotspot issues such as those in the Middle East. Just as Foreign Minister Wang Yi said, we've established 4 new centers. I will not repeat them, but we also adopted the development strategy until 2035 and a number of important economic and trade platforms. During the SCO Plus meeting, President Xi proposed the very important initiative, that is the Global Governance Initiative, GGI. This is the 4th major global initiative proposed by President Xi Jinping. We believe that the GGI carries a lot of symbolic meaning to be proposed at the platform of SCO, and we've noted that nearly all leaders of member states and other participating countries show support to the global governance initiative, including the representatives of international organizations. Indeed, this initiative set the following principles: sovereign equality, international rule of law, multilateralism, the people-centered approach, and the people-centered approach is important because we all know that the initiative was proposed to deliver a better life to our people and increase their well-being. So all these principles are in line with the priorities of the SCO. We also mentioned cooperation on digital economy and artificial intelligence just now from Mr. Wang Yi. Said that we have agreed to establish the SCO Development Bank. This is a very important outcome. We've been engaging in years of discussions on the establishment of this bank, and we are pleased to see that a decision has finally been made. And during this summit, all parties have proposed their specific proposals on how to better shape the SCO's development, including the joint R&D Center and inter-civilization dialogue, and the flagship cooperation on AI within the SCO, as well as on poverty alleviation. We have also noted that during President Xi's statement, a lot of far-reaching initiatives have been raised that will shape the SCO's long-term development. We will carefully look into them, including renewed financial support to the SCO and the support to our Commonwealth of Independent, the SCO Interbank Consortium, and the establishment of another 10 Luban workshop. And over 500 free cataract operations for the people of SCO member states, and more scholarship opportunities. We highly commend China's efforts, and the Kyrgyz Republic will take the rotating presidency from China, and the next theme has been made clear, that is 25 years of the SCO toward a sustainable peace and prosperity. And we're glad to see that all member states have settled the Chopin Altar of Kyrgyzstan as the next culture and tourism capital. I'd like to refer you to the SCO website for the specific outcomes. And member states highly commended the work of Shanghai during its presidency and the work of the Secretariat. Thank you for your support, and especially the strong support extended by China to the SCO. Next year, we'll celebrate the 25th anniversary of the SCO. That is a year of significance. We will celebrate this important milestone, and we will prepare for a lot of productive activities. Thank you, Mr. Secretary General. Now the Q&A session. In the interest of time, please raise one question from Mr. Wang Yi and Mr. Secretary General. One each.
那位女士提问。
王毅外长您好，总。
Minister Wang Yi. At the just concluded SCO Plus meeting, President Xi Jinping proposed the Global Governance Initiative and elaborated on the 5 core pillars of the initiative. What is the relevance of this initiative in addressing the global issues and challenges facing the world today? This year marks the 80th anniversary of the victory of the World Anti-Fascist War and the UN's founding. At this important year in history that bridges the past and the future, President Xi Jinping proposed the Global Governance Initiative as a contribution of China's wisdom and Chinese solution to strengthening and improving global governance. It is highly timely to propose this initiative on global governance. As global transformations accelerate across the world, the frequent regional turbulence, impediments in economic development, the rise of anti-globalization, the absence of rules and the rule of law have exacerbated governance deficit. Against this backdrop, what kind of global governance system to build and how to improve and reform the global governance system has increasingly become a major question attracting global attention. This year is a major year for global governance. It is highly timely and crucial for President Xi to propose the Global Governance Initiative in this year. It meets the common aspiration of people of all countries and meets the urgent need of the world. Upon its proposal, the initiative was welcomed and supported by participating leaders and international organizations, and it will be widely recognized and endorsed by the international community. The GGI points the direction forward. President Xi Jinping, in his speech, identified the core pillars of the initiative. They are adhering to sovereign equality, abiding by international rule of law, practicing multilateralism, advocating the people-centered approach, and focusing on taking real actions. These 5 pillars offer the principles, methods, and pathways for reforming and improving global governance. Sovereign equality is the primary prerequisite of global governance. All countries, regardless of their size, strength, and wealth, have an equal right to participate in international affairs. The monopoly of global governance by a few countries must not continue. International rule of law is the fundamental safeguard for global governance. The international law and international rules are the common adherence for all countries. They must be written, upheld, and executed by all countries together. There is not and should not be any exceptions. Multilateralism is the basic pathway for global governance. Global governance is a matter for everyone and concerns the interests of every country. It must be achieved through coordination and cooperation, not by unilateral bullying. The people-centered approach is a value orientation of the global governance. At the end of the day, global governance is about turning the aspiration of the people for a better life into reality and building a world of affluence for everyone. Taking real actions is an important principle for global governance. The vitality of global governance is rooted in practice. It is vital to take real actions and achieve real results. We must bear in mind the immediate and long-term interests and address real issues facing all countries, especially the developing countries. These substance of the initiative are fully in line with the UN Charter's purposes and principles. It is aimed to firmly support the core role of the United Nations in international affairs and encourage all countries to utilize the United Nations and other multilateral mechanisms to participate in the reform and development of the global governance system so as to keep them abreast with the times and more effectively address the challenges of our era. The Global Governance Initiative demonstrates China's sense of responsibility. As a permanent member of the UN Security Council, China has always fulfilled our due international responsibilities. President Xi Jinping adopts a global perspective and keeps the interest of the world in mind. He has proposed the Belt and Road Initiative, the Global Development Initiative, the Global Security Initiative, and the Global Civilization Initiative. He had called upon all countries to join hands to build a community with a shared future for humanity and build a open, inclusive, clean and beautiful world of lasting peace, universal security and common prosperity. The President's initiatives are pointed the direction for human progress, and the Global Governance Initiative is another important public good that President Xi Jinping provides to the world following the three major global initiatives. These four global initiatives each has its own focus and advances in parallel. From the four dimensions of development, security, civilization, and governance, these initiatives provide stability and certainty for a turbulent world and demonstrate China's sense of responsibility in international affairs. Facing a changing and turbulent world, China will continue to stand on the right side of history and on the side of human progress. We will stand on the side of multilateralism. We advocate solidarity rather than division. We call for cooperation rather than confrontation. We will adhere the principles of extensive consultation and joint contribution for shared benefit in global governance, strengthen coordination and communication with the United Nations and all other parties, to jointly implement the Global Governance Initiative, make the global governance system more fair and equitable, and move toward a community with a shared future for mankind. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Wang. Next question, please. Thank you. Kazakhstan Press Agency. China is a founding member of the SAO and the birthplace of the SAO. This is the fifth time for China to play host to the summit. Mr. Secretary General, what's your assessment of China's role within SAO? Thank you for your question. As the Secretary General, and I'm in charge of the affairs of the Secretariat, the permanent body. I wish to ensure that all the member states are equal, all having made contributions to the development of the SAO, but we cannot overestimate the importance of China. China has made excellent contribution because, as you said, China is a founding member of the SAO that was founded in Shanghai in 2001. And the declaration on the establishment of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization marked its birth. The Secretariat is located in Beijing, and the Chinese side and the Chinese government have provided all the necessary support for the Secretariat's operation. Over the past 25 years, China has actively promoted the development of the SAO and has proposed a series of proposals for its consolidated development. For example, a economic and trade demonstration zone set up in Qingdao, and the Technology Transfer Center in Liaoning in northeast China. Over the past 24 years, China has played host to the summit for 5 times, bring the organization's development to high levels. We always highly commend the role of China during its presidency. Thank you. That concludes the press conference. Thank you.